I'm Nicole Zeal. I'm here to remember Murray Butler, and he is a Wyoming cowboy. He was the epitome of a Wyoming cowboy. He was the last of the dying breed. He was born in Wyoming, and he did everything. He clawed his way to be a cowboy. That's all he ever wanted to be. He was not born into the cowboy life, but he did, my aunt would tell me that, from the time he was old enough to get on a horse, he did, and which meant he went to great lengths to get on a horse, and he spent the majority of his life on horseback. He wanted to be nowhere else in life but on horseback, and trailing cows or sheep or whatever it was. He clamored to have every little piece that he had, and that was the life he set for himself, even though those around him weren't ranchers. Something I didn't know about him beforehand, it was something my aunt told me, was that my grandpa was one that was the only man that could go to the sale barn with a load of horses or cows to be sold and come home with more than the intent was to go to sell, and he would come home with more, and so he just couldn't say no, and he was always out to make something with cattle. And of course, being in the 80s, that wasn't always he survived. That's another thing I learned through the past 10 years looking at his life is I've seen some of the records of the books in the 1980s and how deep and dark it was, and how they really did claw for everything. And there were times when they were borrowing everything they could, begging. I found a note where the bank officer had actually said, "I've known Murray for a really long time, Murray and Velma, and on his good word, we're lending him money." So, it was just a tough time for everybody, but especially ranchers. And but he made it through, and they were able to keep what was theirs.
Sweet Wyoming home.